What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the City Life Project YouTube channel for yet another preview, picks, and predictions video covering Week 4 of Dana White Contender Series Season 9. Welcome, everybody, to the show. We will be covering every fight on this card. Short but sweet. I love it. Tuesday night of fights. Oh, it beats Tuesday nights of The Ultimate Fighter these days, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the channel, smash that like button and subscribe. Ring that bell for notifications so you never miss an upload, so you never miss a live stream. Speaking of live streams, we will be live tonight covering Dana White's Contender Series Week 4, 2025 as a fight companion. And if you missed the highlight package in which we posted yesterday and where we will be posting every single Monday here on the channel, check it out. Every fighter featured on this card, I put together an extended highlight package of each of them, and not just their finishes, like just some actual exchanges also. I'm expanding it a little bit more than just like the last couple seconds of, before they finish the fight. So now it's both entertaining and educational. That is linked in the chat. That is pinned every Monday. That will be posted, and I will expand that series package videos to other cards moving forward, but more on that later. Let's dive into the meat on the bone here. Let's start with number 1 here. And there's some great matchups on this card, which again scares me a little bit because I thought Week 1 was one of the best. And Week 1 turned out to be not the best compared to the other weeks thus far. The few that have preceded it, the couple that preceded it, but this one should be fun. This one should be fun. And this is an interesting matchup because we have a wrestling prodigy who actually has some decent striking power, but only 21 years of age, against a Tim Welch and O'Malley training partner, or Tim Welch product, Sean O'Malley training partner out of the MMA lab, and I think, Red Hawk Academy as well, and undefeated Tommy McMillen. Let's start with Tommy McMillen here. He is 8-0 as a pro, coming in as the underdog here. Very wrestler-heavy style, but has finished a lot of his opponents, if not all of his opponents, very early in the fight, if not all in the first round. 3 KO TKOs, 5 submissions, 7-0 in Fusion Fight League. Yeah, be a 21-19 guy. Yeah, every single one of his pro fights have been in the first round. As an amateur, it is important to note that he did go 7-0 as an amateur, and he beat some really good opponents on the amateur scene. Went the distance as an amateur. Went to a third round, but again, remember it's 3-minute rounds, no elbows down there. So he got reps down there, and it's come into the pro ranks and has just been absolutely dominating since 2019. But you take a look at some of the guys who's fighting. Like, I do like this when you're a 2-0. I don't like this when you're 7-0, sort of thing, right? He did become the Fusion Fight League champion, beating a 6-4 guy. So he's fought guys with experience, but I would say this is probably one of the best guys he's fought outside of Josh Wright, maybe Dustin Winter as well. But again, it's just, there's not a lot to dissect as a pro of Tommy McMillen because he's just dominated far less superior wrestlers. And that is his base. His striking is coming along, but again, we just haven't seen much of it. His KO TKOs come from him getting on the ground and absolutely dominating there. Here are some of his highlights, though, before we get to David Mgoyan. All right, here. And these ones I actually had to clip up quite a bit because just to show other parts of his game as well. Not just the finishes.
He's a 4-time state championship wrestler.
Again, let me know in the live chat and let me know in the comments of these streams if you'd like me showing highlights as well. Good morning, MMA Events Vlogs. We want UFC picks free. What is up, dude? What is up, dude? Well, you won't find those here. Only Dana White Contender Series.
Well-rounded.
We are not a real MMA channel. There are way better channels out there than us, my friend. McMillen, actually, there was an episode of Tim Welch's podcast that just dropped today, actually, guys. I haven't listened to it yet. I think I'm going to fire it up on my lunch break here.
He puts him on the ground, and it's going to be a tough spot for Dumar. Tommy trains with the best in the world.
And his striking looked good there to set up the takedown, close the distance.
Sean O'Malley. And this is a spot that I believe Tommy's probably going to end up finding a finish.
How's it going,
he's got
Sean?
that
And
rear
Hockey
naked
from
choke
home,
right there.
exploring the
It's
top.
in.
Oh,
That's in.
Oh,
It's
this is
in,
so deep.
and it's tight. That's in. It's tight.
It's a joke. Here's some more of him. This is way younger. I believe this was as an amateur.
Good shot.
Actually, I believe this was actually as an amateur.
McMillen right in on him again, looking for the takedown. Slips off his back, and an opportunity for Campagna, who misses with a haymaker straight down the middle.
Sweet. I'm glad you like it. Glad you like it. There is an extended highlight package that I post every Monday. So it is up as well. It's in the pinned comment of the chat here. Some I probably can't show full screen. LFA and Cage Warriors just hate their fans. Love to work for you someday, LFA, but like, come on. We're just promoting the league. We're just promoting the league. Like, solid wrestler, and now it's translating to a very good. Like, this was like 4 or 5 years ago. Very good mixed martial arts. But again, there's just
Anthony's
I wanted to showcase some of his
bit, but he's definitely getting the
game.
Getting the shots from Tommy here.
And in his recent wins as a pro, there's just not a lot there because he finishes the fight so quickly.
Big energy burst by Tommy.
I think there's a
Good
little
shots.
bit more that were displayed in the
Looking
Monday
to take
highlight
the
package,
back.
guys.
He's got one hook in. He's looking to get that other hook in.
And there it is yet again.
And it's a tap. Very good fight by Tommy McMillen to start it.
There we go. So that's Tommy McMillen. An Arizona guy or Nebraska guy originally, if I'm not mistaken. Now training out of Arizona. His opponent, who did take this fight 3-4 weeks notice, so like short, but not like 1 week, which yes, there is a guy on the card taking this on 1 week's notice. The undefeated David Mgoyan. So one of their O's is going to go. And let me tell you guys, there's a lot of hype. I've watched this guy fight, and I've covered his fights a few times on this channel. Like we've covered a few fight companions on cards in which he was featured on. And I kind of was being like the devil's advocate, devil's advocate, or you could call it the hipster or the contrarian. I was kind of just like highlighting some of his flaws. Being like, I don't think he's going to win at this level or in North America against this guy who, we'll get into his record here. Just really grasping at straws. I did not want to believe, but man, like, he's good. And he's only 21 years of age. Now, McMillen is arguably his biggest test so far as a pro in mixed martial arts. Trains out of ATT. Armin Sarukian guy. Like, Sarukian's always in his corner. I believe Armenian background or grew up in Russia with him. 5 KO TKOs, 1 submission, 1 decision, 1-0 in LFA. So yeah, he beat 9-13 guy on Tough Enough, 18-12 guy on Tough Enough. Although John De Jesus is actually pretty good. His record doesn't tell the whole story. But in Cage Fury FC and LFA 6-3, 5-3, like came over from Russia where he was in MMA series, good league, open fighting championship, good league as well. Although there's a lot of fuckery that goes on there. He didn't beat the best guys there, respectfully, but like when you're making your debut, 1-0, 2-0, like no issue fighting these guys. And you guys hear me say it all the time. Until you hit like 4 or 5 professional fights, that's when I'm actually going to be like, okay, who are the guys you're fighting now? Are you still just crushing cans? And for the most part, came into North America and boom, 3 really good opponents. Last one, not so much, but hey, you're going to take what you can get, especially at Tough Enough. So you guys probably see it on screen. I did pick David in this one. But just like last week, there are 4 out of the 5 fighters on this card, 4 out of the 5 underdogs, I should say, on this card, could win their fights. And I would say McMillen as an underdog pick, there's medium confidence as an underdog pick. Again, obviously not enough for me to just flat out pick him. I do think Mgoyan is a little bit more well-rounded. That's the thing. I think he's a little bit more well-rounded despite being younger. I think his striking is a little bit more effective as just striking, not just to set up his takedowns. He can set up takedowns. He's like a chain wrestler, just takedown after takedown after takedown after takedown, which does cause him to slow down in the second round. But he, for the most part, finishes his fights early as well, or at least at the halfway point in the fight. As you can see here, a lot of second and first round finishes. I just think he's a little bit more dangerous on the feet. Is he super polished? No. But Tommy McMillen usually won't just stand and box. Tommy McMillen is cutting the distance. He's using that striking to get the takedown and then beat you up on the ground or find the submission, find the back. He's a magnet when it comes to that. Whereas Mgoyan will fucking primarily just shoot. But like, if he's not going to get it early, he will strike. And it's not necessarily just to set up the takedown. It's just to give his opponent some more looks, right? And yeah, their level of competition, I'd say it's probably about the same, maybe slight edge to Mgoyan, but we're just splitting hairs at that point. He does have good kicks. He likes the foot stomps, he likes the calf fucking kicks as well. So just, like I said, just a little bit more dangerous on the feet, a little bit more violent. Maybe maybe not as dangerous, but a little bit more violent. But we've seen him knock guys out. We've seen him drop guys as well. But yeah, nonstop chain wrestling, that is his thing. Overall, neither of them have fought the best guys. Cardio's not unreal, but again, it's because he just fucking goes ham in the first round, where I'd say McMillen, watching some of his amateur fights, definitely at that level, had the cardio advantage. McMillen has dominated, like I said, every single one of his opponents as a pro. What else do I have here in my notes? Yeah, not a bad underdog, given that Mgoyan still overall unproven, despite, I think, the LFA and Cage Fury FC win. Coming in as a favorite here, I understand it due to being a little bit more well-rounded, but McMillen could either find a way to ground and pound him or lay and pray his way to a win. And like, I wouldn't even hate him for that. It's just like, on Contender Series, is that really the way that you want to go out, win, or lose? So I am banking on the guy who's a little bit more well-rounded. It should be noted that Tommy McMillen is a big 145er. He probably could fight at lightweight. He probably will at some point in his career as a pro. Whereas Mgoyan's not necessarily a big 145er. There's no way that he could fight at lightweight, though. Yo, Skate, you did not have to do this. This is a fucking predictions video, and I'm not even a real MMA channel. What the hell? Yo, shut up, Skate. He keeps donating $5 without even writing anything. It's crazy. You pay for the extra characters. You don't got any other characters. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, here's some highlights of Mgoyan. And again, McMillen, good underdog. Good underdog.
I like seeing him flick that jab out, use that jab a little more, though.
Might even, you know, drop like a toonie on him. The highlight package, by the way, contains a lot of David Mgoyan because there's just a lot of footage on him doing a lot of things right. So I am impressed with his wassailing, but it's just like, maybe once he doesn't look like Arman Sarukian frame-wise. Let's just say that. Degen and safe. But I need the par Lizzie. I like donating to this non-MMA channel. I appreciate that, dude. Appreciate that. All right, here's another one. Tommy's a great dog to take this week. What's up, Emmett? This is a tough call, but I think Tommy can get the 21-year-old overthinking and finish him. Dude, experience is definitely gonna help as well. Just experience, just being in the sport. He's got a few more years training experience than him. This was a fun one. The D-Gen would be just... Well, I would say the D-Gen parlay would be McMillen, Antoine Ho, Mandel, Nallo, and Theo Haig. I'm sorry, in the main event, I ain't touching the underdog there. In the main event, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. Fun to watch, don't get me wrong, but we'll get to it. All right, let's get to the next one. And look at that. I actually made a pick on Tapology.
Oh, my God.
All right, let's get to the next one here. And what a crazy matchup. Not only did Antoine Ho take this fight on short notice, but Eduardo Henrique also took this fight on short notice, as they are both fill-ins. Straight up both fill-ins, if I'm not mistaken. Like, Antoine Ho is a late addition to Dana White Contender Series. He wasn't like so I guess I shouldn't say him as short notice. He knew, but like he didn't have as much preparation as some of these guys had, like a month or two notice. I believe it was like the week it started or the week after it started. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. He found out. He was supposed to fight Frank Silva, but nah, Frank Silva had to withdraw. So on 1 week's notice, Chapolin is back, ladies and gentlemen. 1 week's notice, coming off a goddamn win to defend, if I'm not mistaken, his LFA title. Unbelievable. 29 years of age for Eduardo Chapolin Henrique. 14-2 as a pro. 4-1 in his last 5 fights. And he's only 29. Richie Miranda, by the way, new LFA champion, or not new, but defending LFA champion, who we're talking to tomorrow, by the way. So if you still haven't got your questions in for Richie Miranda in our Discord or on the members stream post, we'll get to that later in the stream at the end too. Get your questions in. He's going to be in his corner for this card here tonight. 7 KO TKOs, 4 submissions, 3 decisions, 4-1 in LFA, 2-1 in Jungle Fight, and he's pretty well-rounded overall. Never been knocked out, just walks through shots. And was defending his title against Devin Loze, who's a talented wrestler, good grappler from Canada, who actually his striking has gotten a lot better. Having said that, it wasn't even close to Chapolin. Igor Sakaria, who's a little chinny, he's a Brazilian, very, very good striker and has power in his own right. Dude, Sakara cracked Chapolin a few times. Chapolin just walked through them and just brutally knocked him out. Won the belt against Cody Davis. So just like, look at this run. 10-5, 8-1, 10-2, an 8-2 guy in his last run. Lost a decision to Davey Bittencourt. Got out-wassled. But if you look, SFT guy as well. Brazilian Fighting Series, we fought a 13-5 guy. He's just been fighting good opponents throughout his entire career. So very excited to see that he's getting this opportunity. Having said that, though, cutting weight, and he's not a small 125er. I mean, all these guys are big for 125 except for freaking Mighty Mouse and and a few of that crop, right? Like he's got to be bigger than 5'5". Anyways, he's a little lanky. He's got good reach, and that's why his striking is so good as well. He can pick you apart on the outside or outbox you. But cutting weight in 2 weeks. 2 weight cuts in the span of 2 weeks. I know he's the favorite coming into this one because he's been known to be able to stuff takedowns, eat strikes, and just chat his way to a victory. Not to say that he's not skilled, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it with that weight cut. We'll see, though. Antoine Ho is his opponent, who is a fast striker. Doesn't necessarily have the same power the Chapolin has, but he's a fast striker. So let's take some looks at Chapolin here. I'm going to load up some more highlights of the card, then we'll get into Antoine Ho here. I just really wanted to highlight that the cutting weight twice in 2 weeks got to be brutal, man. This was his last win, by the way. This was his last win, and oh, what a knockout. Look at that. Oh my God.
Red tape. And and he's already landed a huge shot.
Oh, this is Antoine Ho. Sorry about that. Sorry, hold on. Let's get back to Chapolin here. Here we go. Here's an little extended package of him here. Chapolin gang, yo, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Oh, nice. Which LFA event? He fights like a flyweight should. The visas ruined so much fight on Contender Series. I know, dude. Week 5 in particular. He was in Bellator, and I'm excited to talk about him, not only because he's Canadian, but because he's a Bellator guy who could come into the UFC, potentially, and bring some respect to that Bellator name again. The safe would be all favorite. Safe, yeah, all favorites. All right, let me load up some more highlights here for you guys as you watch his highlights. Keep the comments coming, by the way. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. But we're going to talk about Antoine Ho, and then we'll get into the next matchup here as well. I only can load up a certain amount of highlights in this program that I use at a time. So if you want to watch a much more polished highlight package, which I promise I'll change the song if it goes fucking 15 minutes again. Because even I was watching and I was like, oh my God, I'm sick of this song after like 5 minutes. So that's my bad. I will right that wrong moving forward. 5 of them hits, I'll donate you. 5 of them hits, you just have to join me on a deep end. We'll co-stream K1 together. Which, like, I cannot believe we can actually watch K1 in North America. I am absolutely appalled that you can't watch K1 in Japan. Well, sorry. Not Japan, but parts of Europe. I have a Japanese friend who's living in Europe. That's why I got it mixed up. K1 big bet. 5 of them hit, I'll do it. Let's go. I hate these flyweights that come out and throw a single strike and never in combination. Like they're going to get a KO with one shot at 125. Absolutely. It's on Abima. It's geo-blocked to certain parts of the world. I still have to get I'm via Rio. Oh, right. You're heading to Rio as one of your guys on the card. Passport's still in the mail. Hell yeah. That's going to be awesome. Okay, let's keep going here, guys. Let's keep going. We'll chat a little bit at the end. We didn't even talk about Antoine Ho yet. 7-1 as a pro. 4-1 in his last 5 fights. His only loss comes in Dana White's Contender series. He did bounce back on the regional scene, but let's be honest, he did not fight the best opponent. And that's one thing about him. He has not fought the best opponents. 4 KO TKOs, 1 submission, 2 decisions, 7-0 in LFA. So he's just been dominating in LFA. But again, Jimmy Natividad is just a bag to be punched at this point. Does have the skill, but is just getting finished by guys left, right, and center. Didn't look good until he didn't against Loner Kavanaugh. Like, they both are quick, and he showed that he does have the speed. He showed that he can get volume on you, and he showed against lesser opponents that he can knock them out, but left his head out there hanging, and Kavanaugh caught it, and he was out cold, man. It was a scary and brutal knockout. Before then, beat a 4-1 guy, 9-9, 2-1, and knocking guys out and submitting guys as well. I wouldn't go as far as to say like he's a good wrestler, but in MMA, like I would say he's well-rounded and very quick. He's great in the pocket unless he leaves his head open, which we've seen. I can't recall in any other fight him getting cracked or even like dropped and had to face adversity. There was always him like either dominating or getting the better of the exchanges in the fights. As an amateur, he went 7-0. And his last 4 fights as an amateur were title fights. Take a look at Antoine Ho out of LFA. And I've had the pleasure of seeing him fight twice, I believe, live. Hold on. What's up, KDO Bet? It's geo-blocked here. I mean, I figured a VPN would probably get by it. I think this is the knee bar. Nasty. Anyways, we're gonna keep it moving here. But I am picking Chapolin on this one, even though he's cutting weight. In twice in the last 2 weeks. He's fought way better competition. Like, he's major organization ready, where I still think Antoine Ho needs to start taking on, the killers in the regional scene, like Chapolin has in his last 4 fights, for example, to really see if he's ready for this step up in competition. He's a great striker. He hits hard. He does eat a lot of shots on the entry, though, and that's just like, if his body's that depleted, we'll see. I think Antoine Ho, though, is not necessarily the most difficult guy or the guy to fear if you are going to eat shots and fight like Chapolin does. So that actually works a little bit in his favor. Like I said, Antoine Ho is well-rounded, decent scrambles, decent boxing. I think each with the full camp and not 2 weight cuts, it's not even a question, and he's probably a lot more of the favorite. I think why the odds are so close here is just because of him. And it's not like he took a lot of damage in his last fight. He didn't take much or any at all. It's just it's tough on the body, right? But we'll see. Like, I'm still confident enough to pick him, right? And most of you are in the chat as well. He's got good takedown defense. Obviously, Loge was the better grappler overall, and he's better grappler than Ho, in my opinion, and he wasn't even able to get close, Chael Sonnen style. Ho does have some decent kickboxing if he does utilize his kicks on the outside. He does have decent low kicks, which we've seen him utilize earlier in his career, and especially at the amateur stage. But yeah, Let's see how that chin fares against Chapolin. All right, next fight we have Mandel Nallo against Samuel Silva. Dude, I went back and forth on my on my thoughts on this one so many times because like Silva is on an absolute run right now and has beaten really good opponents and has looked really well-rounded in fights against guys who either are specialist in one category or who are well-rounded in their own right. So like at first I was like, oh yeah, Silva all day, every day. Another Canadian and a Bellator Canadian coming into this one who like I've seen Nallo fight a few times, but to be honest, like I feel like I watched more of, I covered his losses either on stream or like hanging out with friends watching those cards and didn't value how good his wins were at the time. So I still think this one could go either way. If anyone's being finished, God, it's probably Nallo. I mean, again, this one's tough, man. This one's tough. This one, I feel like there's at least 50 different timelines for how this fight could play out. Okay, 50 is an over-exaggeration. But that's what makes this a fun one. Let's just dive into it right now. Mandel Nallo, 13-3 as a pro, 4-1 in his last 5 fights on a 4-fight win streak. Mind you, not against the best guys. And he fought some pretty good guys in Bellator, but he didn't have close fights against meh opponents in Bellator, or just good guys, not great guys. He absolutely starched them. And I would say he doesn't have any bad losses. He's finished every single one of his opponents. That's what you want to see. 7 KO TKOs, 6 submissions, 4-3-1 in Bellator. He's also the Samurai title holder right now, which again, Samurai is like pretty much the it's a new promotion in Canada. It's decent, it has some decent guys, but like it's not unified in BFL level just yet. I'd say it's around BTC level, despite BTC being around much longer. And again, yeah, beat a 27-12 guy. Absolutely murked them though. 12-13 in MMA Mexico. He was just getting in reps at that point. And yeah, and a 10-1 guy after Bellator ceased to exist in 2023. I would say this was probably his worst loss, as he should have been able to at least hang with Piccolotti longer in that one and made some mistakes to get him in that position. Nick won. Not a bad loss. Like, no shame in that one. No shame to Mota. Lost to Mota. Top guys in Bellator at that time. But never was able to get over that hump. Was going to fight some bare knuckle MMA as well against TJ Brown, but that never transpired. Really good kickboxing in Muay Thai. Decent enough grappling to be able to, hang and be one of the better guys on the regional scene, but that's definitely not his main tool. But check out some of his nasty finishes. Oh, I miss Bellator. I better not see tough Chapolin. Oh, I from Minx. What's up, dude? I like Bellator. I wish PFL and them didn't merge and they were still surging, so we could have that variety promotions like we used to. Hey, what's up, dude? Good to see you.
Knockout.
All right, here's another one.
Nallo sticks the jab to the jaw of Seixas, already bloodied up here in the
This was actually a fun fight. Again, until it wasn't. Until he gets murked.
Beautiful left hook.
A lot of kicks. He utilizes his kicks. Low kicks, front kicks, body kicks.
Putting it on Ricardo Seixas here in
Yeah, it was awesome.
head kick.
Nallo is putting on a
Oh!
Drops.
All right, last one, then we'll move. Oh, actually, no, I think I have one more after this. Oh, that was a quick one. Boom! A little step back right, a little step back right. Okay, final one here. Perfectly timed knee. There's a low kicks again. Literally dropped the dude with him. And some ground and pound to end it. All right. Let's get to his opponent, though. Samuel Silva, 13-4-1. Like, fuck, this is a prelim major organization level fight and or a top fight, a title fight in a top regional promotion right here. Hence Dana White Contender Series. He's out of Brazilian TKO, which is an awesome gym, by the way. 6 KO TKOs, 5 submissions, 2 decisions. He has been knocked out twice. He's never been submitted. 2-0 in LFA, 3-1 in Amazon Talent, and 3-0 in Katana Fights. Unreal win against George Hardwick. Again, Harry Hardwick gets signed to the UFC, and the guy who snatched George Hardwick's title is fighting on Dana White's Contender Series. Poor George Hardwick this week. Great win against George Hardwick. It was a very competitive fight, and I don't remember how I leaned. I remember being torn watching it with you guys. I might have in the moment said that like Hardwick could have like won a round. I don't remember. I have to actually go back and see what I thought on that one. But I do remember it being a close fight, and I remember at times being like, "Fucking right, Silva, let's go." He was able to neutralize the grappling of George Hardwick, and we know how good the Hardwick brothers are in their striking, and he was able to just outbox him, out control him up against the cage, and get some control time on the ground when needed. Before then, you beat an 18-4 guy, 13-3, really good wins in LFA. Has crushed some cans on the regional scene, but for a long time has mixed in some really good wins against some really good opponents throughout his career. And you know what? Overall, not bad. Like, fought Elvis Brenner when he was 3-1 loss. 6-2 guy right after that, right? Like he jumped into the deep end right away. And honestly, since then has been taking on consistently more talented guys than not. Just snatch a title here against 3-1 guy. Like, no big deal. No big deal. Check out some of his highlights here. I gotta load some more in, guys. And as always, let me know your picks in the chat here, guys. Whoops. Fuck. Sorry. Good to see you, Josh, by the way. Thanks to everyone hanging out with us here today. Again, if you're just joining and you want to see earlier, I will add timestamps. Don't you worry. And there's that one. Some of the LFA ones, like I might have to take out. So if you don't see all the highlights, just check them out in the extended highlight package that we post every Monday. I know that one took a little while to get out on Monday. It's because LFA and Cage Warriors. That is literally the reason. They do not like us watching their highlights, ladies and gentlemen. They do not like us watching their highlights. Which, hey, fair enough. Fair enough. And there he is again. Okay. Who am I going with, guys? Who am I going with? I originally picked Silva, but as you can see here, I'm going with Nallo. If this goes the distance, I think he will do more damage, and I think he'll neutralize any ability or opportunity of Silva to get the takedowns past the first round due to hitting the body with the kicks and hitting the low kicks. If Silva wants to get the better of him and finish him early, I think it's actually like cutting the distance right away, dirty boxing, shots in the clinch, getting some takedown, ground and pound, and as Nallo slows down in the second and third due to that, then maybe try to finish him on the feet, or just go with the George Hardwick game plan and mix in all the martial arts, mix in some grappling as well, because Nallo, I imagine, is going to try to chew up the leg in the body and find his opportunity to pounce and go for the finish. Now, I didn't pick finish because I think Silva is tough to finish and that he's tough enough where this might be 2-1 based on damage, and a lot of the damage coming from those low kicks and body kicks. From the footage, Silva takes damage well and toughs it through, but I feel his opponent is precise. His footage is self-displayed, really good precision with his striking. Well, that's literally what we're doing, buddy. That's literally what we're doing. I'm not going to answer them at once. That's not how this works. All right, let's get to the next one. Co-main event of the evening, which honestly, they're all just like little main events. Let's be honest. We have Theo Haig against vs.Cezary Oleksiejczuk. And that is right. That is Mikhail Oleksiejczuk's brother. He's 25 years of age, 15-3 as a pro. 4-1 in his last 5 fights, going up against the undefeated Theo Haig, who's 6-0, ladies and gentlemen. He's coming in as the underdog in this one out of San Jose. But let's talk about the Polish fighter here. The second Oleksiejczuk to potentially come in to the UFC on a 3-fight win streak. FEN champ, which FEN's a very good regional organization in Poland. Not as good as KSW, but it's like pretty much a feeder to KSW now. And let's be honest, a lot of guys are able to come right out of FEN to the UFC. We've seen it with a good crop of Polish guys like Rebecki, for example. 8 KO TKOs, 2 submissions, 5 decisions. Surprisingly pretty well-rounded. His striking's his bread and butter, just like his brother, but pretty good takedown defense. And I've seen some really good reversals against top-level grapplers who he's fought, and really well-rounded MMA guys in which he's fought as well. 8-0 in FEN, 2-1 in Thunder Strike Fight League, and 2-1 in Rocky Warriors Cartel. Literally, the Cartel has their own freaking league. Is that in like the Rocky Mountains? Anyways, I'm getting way too invested in that. Has fought some modified boxing at Prime Show MMA. Shout out to the Polish Freak Show League. We love Prime Show MMA. He beat a 19-5 Tom Breeze. That's a really good win. And honestly, Prime Show, it's Freak Show and Real mixed martial arts. So there's a bunch of roided up freaks in that promotion. He was able to beat them as well. And he defended his FEN title 4 times before winning another title there against this guy who's a very good grappler. This guy who's very well-rounded. He's fought some bare knuckle MMA as well. And 2-1 takes on a 9-1 guy, bro. Coming off a loss. Like, I loved going through and watching his development, and I loved studying his career. And as an amateur, he went fucking 24-7, bro. He has fought grapplers before. And what is Theo Haig but a pure grappler? Pure wrestler, pure grappler. We'll get to him in a sec, but check out some of the highlights from our boy Oleksiejczuk 2.0. And again, some of the Prime Show MMA highlights might get flagged and taken off here too. So if you are watching this, if you aren't watching this live and you're watching this back and like, oh wait, there's no highlight there. You sure there's no highlight there? It's because they probably took it down.
There was a perfect 1-2-3, the 4th punch clipping him. 8th career.
Oh, that one ended. All right, let's get to the next one here. Yeah, this one might be taken down. So if you're watching it live here, you're one of the lucky ones. You're one of the lucky ones. And again, this is that Prime Show MMA. A little bit of a Freak Show league. Oh! Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. This is back at FEN. Oh! Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And again, one belt after belt after belt there. All right, let's talk about Theo Haig. And again, I'm sorry, I had to... There wasn't a lot on Theo Haig outside of just his like Bellator stuff, and for some reason they just didn't post a lot of his stuff. So that one I like clipped and like put together while I was editing the video. So I didn't even think about this before I went live here. So my apologies. I only have one from like a link that I'm going to share on him, but I'll talk about him here and just check out the Monday highlight video. There's, I think, about 1:20 of footage that I found from Theo Haig and some of his finishes, which are pretty much all rear naked chokes. There, I'll just show one here in a little bit, but he's 6-0 as a pro, 29 years of age, undefeated, 6 fights, 6 submissions. He's finished every single fight. That's what we love to see. 2-0 in Bellator, 2-0 in LFA. has not fought the best guys, ladies and gentlemen. Has not fought the best guys, as you can see, and very much a grappler heavy style. Like, his wrestling is sound, his jiu-jitsu slick, but above all else, he just attacks the back. Like, he will overhand right, body lock, takedown, trip, and maybe perfect opportunity to get into side control. Nope. Doesn't care. Right to the back take. He has some slick ways to get the back as well, especially using just even one of his hooks, which I found really entertaining. And but that's about it. And it's like, no disrespect to say, oh, that's about it. He's like a master in that craft, but his striking is very much still in development. Now, were there shades of it developing and getting better, especially in his last 2 fights? Absolutely. But let's be honest, he leaned on what got him here. He leaned on his grappling. And again, check out the full highlight video that I posted yesterday. Link is pinned in the comment here. Yeah, I'll find a couple more of his here. Don't worry. But here's one of his submissions. Guillotine, baby.
Jumping for the guillotine choke for the second time. This time it's a lot tighter. And he's got those legs activated with it. That is tight.
Oof.
You see it. Walmsley trying to post up there.
Against Wamsley, who's actually a pretty good fighter. Yeah, again, sorry for not teeing this one up. As I jumped on stream here and we went through, and as we were going through, I was like, oh fuck, that's right. I edited all his in the actual video. Anyways, just refer back to the video. We're gonna keep the train rolling here because we're already 44 minutes in, and this is a 5-fight freaking card, ladies and gentlemen. But I am gonna go with the more well-rounded fighter, Oleksiejczuk. I'm going with the FEN former champ here. I think he will be able to fend off the takedowns from Theo Haig for the most part. And I think he will force this fight on the feet. And I do think he will either beat up Theo Haig, defending takedowns, landing some good shots, defending takedowns, landing some good shots. There'll be some dirty boxing in the clinch. He maybe finds the finish. Don't get me wrong. But if this does go the distance, he's going to obviously outstrike him. He's going to obviously do more damage. He's going to obviously be defending a lot of the takedowns and just dictating where the fight goes, I believe, second round onward, or he finishes him. I just don't see a way that Theo Haig is able to get the back of Oleksiejczuk as easy as he has been able to against other opponents. Other notes I have here. If he can lay and pray for 3 rounds, he could win. So, like, that's why, as an underdog, I think I said low confidence in him as an underdog, but still one that, hey, if you want to make a D-Gen parlay, Haig, Nallo, and McMillen are your guys. I'm staying off the main event one personally. Yeah, Oleksiejczuk, decent grappling. We've seen him, like I said, be able to reverse good grapplers. Takedown defense is not top tier, but he's been able to hold his own and just beat really well-rounded MMA guys and grappling heavy guys in title fights and in FE. And he's the way better striker. And though Haig has insane jiu-jitsu and really good wrestling, I think his most dangerous move is try to get the back, and I'm pretty sure Oleksiejczuk knows and has fended off those type of fighters before. Obviously, he's fought less competition and has fought in less fights too. So going with Oleksiejczuk. All right, main event, ladies and gentlemen. Main event. And this is the only underdog that I didn't even, like, here, you can see my notes. Underdog picks who can win. Unfortunately, Jackie boy, I left you off here. It's not you, it's me. Actually, it's Jean-Paul Lebosnoyani. Lebosnani? Jean-Paul, we're calling him, for fuck's sakes. He's got a fucking French first name, and I don't even know what the last name is from. I don't even know where the last name is from. Let's quickly go to the chat. Rat Garbage looks insane. That is one thing I should say on the Rat Garbage. His weight cut wasn't the greatest. I guess I skipped over some of his notes there. In the Nallo pick, you know, when we get to the end and talk about the underdogs one more time, I'll go over him one more time. But Jack Congdon, ladies and gentlemen, 7-1 as a pro, out of Boston, Massachusetts. Look, I love watching him fight. He's an absolute scrapper. Either kick, like Japanese kickboxing or karate base, because he has a wide stance. He loves to pick apart guys at range. And if he can't pick apart guys at range, holy fuck, does he just brawl. And sometimes is on the, sometimes on the short end of that stick. And you know, he's been dropped in some of these fights in which he's won as well. He just bites down his mouthpiece and just throws. But the best part of Jack Congdon's game is being able to keep his opponents at bay and pick them apart on the outside. He's got really good kicks. He's got a really nifty jab, and he's really fast coming in and out of the pocket. Grappling, I just haven't seen enough against good opponents. And holy fuck, Jean-Paul is just that, an insane grappler. So here's some of Jack Congdon's highlights, man. Again, I fucking love rooting for him, and I hope he wins, but I'm just not confident. Again, if he was up against another just like scrapper from like UWC or Luke's or, you know, like a South American or a Mexican fighter, like fuck, I'd be a lot more confident, even if he was the underdog, but not necessarily in this one. So you guys, I guess, already know my pick here, but let's check out some of his highlights. Yeah, not the most polished man, but he's always in so many fun fights. You can't not root for him. What are these freaking leopard print shorts too, man? Like, jeez, Dana White would not approve. That's fucking disgusting. No, that was the Speedo. But still. And I think he's like a Cage Titans guy through and through, right? Yeah, 7-1 in Cage Titans. Every single one of his fights, his pro fights have been there. Shout out to Cage Titans, by the way. Fun promotion. They are on pay-per-view, so you do have to support them there. You got to support them there, but they're fun promotion. Good fights. Been around for a while. Hey, there's still time for you to ask him a question, guys. All right. Oh, older one. Last one. Another Folden. There's a different leopard print guy. Just some body. Didn't even land a significant strike there. Hey, bud. Oh, my God. All right. His opponent, Jean-Paul, with the name that I have to hear like twice more on highlights to actually pronounce it right, even though I listened to it like 3 or 4 times. 8-2 as a pro. 4-1 in his last 5 fights on a 3-fight win streak. 2 KO TKOs, has been knocked out twice. 5 submissions, 1 decision. 7-1 in LFA. Now, is he the biggest 170-pounder? No, I believe he used to fight at 155. But he's been getting it done at welterweight, so what ain't broke, no need to fix. Beat a 9-3 guy who's a very good grappler as well. 5-1, 4-3. Again, poor Adam Wamsey. Lost to 5-1 Jacoby Jones. Spike Carlisle when he was only 2-0. Like, no shame in that, bro. No shame in that at all. At Lights Out. Graduated from Lights Out to LFA, and he's just been on an absolute tear there, ladies and gentlemen. I do like his striking as well, despite him being such a jiu-jitsu ace, in the sense that I think it has developed a lot. Like we were talking earlier on this picks and predictions about Theo Haig just in the last one, and how his striking is just underdeveloped compared to guys who he's going to be fighting at this level. Jean-Paul's is developing and actually looks pretty good, and he can hang with some of the strikers at this level now. But again, bread and butter, jiu-jitsu, a fucking ace. Just so nasty on the ground. Just so nasty on the ground. So I am picking him to win. But man, I'm rooting for Jack. Very fun fighter to watch. Loves to scrap and throw hands. Striking base with good kicks. Like I said, either karate or Japanese kickboxing. I don't know. I didn't dig into it too much. Jean-Paul looks more well-rounded. Jack has looked well-rounded against some of the guys that he's beaten just because they're not the best competition. I truly believe that. Power, but not the cleanest of boxing in the pocket. Takedown defense is fine, but he's just not a grappler. Not even close to that of Mufasa, who will be the undersized guy coming into this one, but BJJ Ace, so nasty on the ground. Able to dominate wrestlers as well as his striking improving here, so he can just fight well-rounded guys now. He's become a lot more rounded in the last 2 years. Very strong at 170 still, and slick, man. So, like, whether he closes the distance, he's good if he closes the distance via his boxing or his ability to go for a takedown or grab a submission now. So Jack Congdon is going to have to keep him on the outside until he cracks him with something and then maybe go for it. Because if Jean-Paul's on the inside, you don't know now what's coming. Some good body shots. Again, striking, he's not a striking ace. He's a jiu-jitsu ace, but he can give you more looks. He can give you more of a problem in the pocket now, more than just going for like the body lock or underhooks with the trip now. He's got some good judo throws as well, man. So yeah, this one, again, the main event ain't the main event on Dana White Contender Series. It really doesn't matter. Until Gabe Stevenson gets on a Dana White Contender Series card in like a year or two, the main event's not really going to matter. The whole card is a main event. Check out some of his highlights here, and I'll catch up on chat with an extended one in a moment. Yeah, I think in our Monday highlight package, he and that's nasty. Him and Mgoyan got the most footage time just because, like, there's so much that they do well, even outside of just finishing guys, that I just wanted to show it all off. All right, let's catch up on the comments here, guys. Always wonder about FEN. Yeah, that's really good. I still remember my 20-leg parlay I used to do. Also, he's a middleweight like his brother. Wonder which one is better. We'll see soon. Cage Titan do an awesome job promoting their fighters. They give Congdon a ton of hype. Yep, no, they're great. Going for Chapolin, Nallo, Olek, and Lebosnoyani. Nah, Rat Weight Cut was awesome, in my opinion. He looked like C-Bum with the vacuum. Oh, he cut a lot of weight. Congrats on your... Yeah, dude, shout to Richie Miranda as well. I hope he... well, it's going to be a great interview, and I hope you guys get your questions in. My picks are McMillen, Rat Garbage, Chapolin, Cezary, and Jean-Paul. The only one I'm going against you is McMillen, but I do think McMillen is a great underdog. So... as this is gets playing in the background, again, all this LFA footage is probably going to get removed. Just letting you guys know now. I think underdog picks who can win. McMillen, I have medium confidence with. Antoine Ho, low confidence. Honestly, it more just has everything to do with Chapolin and how drained he is after his friggin' weight cut twice in 2 weeks. Mandel Nallo, high confidence as an underdog. So high that I actually picked him. And sorry, I didn't really give the best breakdown on this one, so I just will right now, and I'll timestamp this too. My notes on him, as you guys can see, I take a stupid amount of notes that don't even really matter because it's MMA, anything can happen. But I think, yeah, this one was tough for me to pick. I was back and forth. I ultimately landed on him. Though he's not the best grappler, he can hold his own against the best on the regional scene. Silva is tough, but has been finished before. I think this will be a tough back and forth fight. Very good boxer and has good power. Samuel Silva. Decent grappling, good pace, good pressure. More offensive in his grappling than defense and his ability to, stop being reversed, which Nallo can 100% do. He does train at TriStar too, so he's not like out of a smaller gym in Ontario. He's out of a good gym in TriStar. He's got some insane finishes, very good kicks, and that's the one thing I really wanted to highlight, and I think I did talk about as well. It was like going body kick, low kick, and those front kicks, man. He can make you bite on some high kick opportunities as well. So that is very dangerous. This is more of a kickboxer versus boxer type of matchup. Both are big for the weight classes. Nallo, though, looks sucked in as hell for this one. And that win over Hardwick was unreal. It was just such a sick fight as well. It was just such a sick fight as well. So I guess the degenerate parlay would be McMillen, Tuan Ho, Mandel, Nallo, and Theo Haig. Low confidence in Theo Haig, high confidence in Nallo, medium confidence in McMillen, and low confidence in Tao. Chapolin being in before Degley is crazy. I think Degley's just going to be signed, dude. I don't think he's going to be on Dana White Contender Series. I think he's going to be straight up signed at this point. Hey, cheers, Volcan. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Guys, if you watch through this video and some of the highlights weren't there, it's because I had to take them out due to LFA, Cage Warriors, maybe even Fame MMA. Yeah. Doing claims. So, as always, just watch them. Just watch them on my Monday highlight video where I was edited to a T, fair use them to shit, if that's even a verb at this point. And, it was able to stand. It was able to stand. Yo, shout out to No Chill MMA 2 and his Rumble on the Rock video. I will share that as well. We're going to do a lot of housekeeping notes here, guys. So, the prediction video is over, but we do have some housekeeping notes that we're going to get into here. First and foremost, we have our fight companion that will be going on in a few hours here, so join us for that. Thank you everyone who joined us this weekend. People said it was a thin weekend in mixed martial arts. I beg to differ. We had some OFL, which Hank was the star in. It was an explosion of fun. We had some Thunder fight. Grotchan was amazing. Cage Fury FC was awesome. This was completely fucked, but for what we watched was good. This was completely fucked too, but hey, 17K view on a freaking 30-minute update on a fight being canceled. Not a big deal. I'm all right with that. Dirty Boxing was fun. One Friday Fights was great. And I would probably say that One Friday Fights and Combate Global were the best cards last week, not naming Dana White Contender Series. We stream everything, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are here, we cover all combat sports. Huge weekend in Japan with Deep Jewels this weekend, followed by some K1 on Sunday as well. I keep mentioning the highlight videos, guys. Every Monday, detailed highlight video with timestamps. So you can check out all these highlights and more than what we just shared on this predictions video. More than what we just shared on this prediction video. If you guys are a member, there was we sat down with a bunch of hockey players, retired and current ones like superstar Brock Faber this summer, and we just posted all of those for members, as well as one of the greatest promos of all time. Not a big deal. MMA stories, Ryzen picks. This is more of a podcast than just picks with the mighty J Wolf. Check that out. And we do a podcast as well where we highlight and talk to regional fighters and pro fighters' careers. If you're a member, by the way, you can comment here. If you're a member, it was originally going to go down Sunday, but Richie rescheduled to tomorrow. So get last day and night to get your questions in. Either comment them here, as we've got some questions already from Reddy and Showweather. Comment them here, or if you're in our Discord, go to the announcements tab. You can find them there. Guys, if you're not a current member, but you're part of our Discord, you were a member at one point, you can ask a question. But if you're just a member and you see this on YouTube right now, get your question in for the champ, who I imagine has signed his ticket to the UFC with that unbelievable title defense. People say robbery. Those people do not watch fights. Those people do not know MMA. It's as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. It's as simple as that. It was a great fight. It was a competitive fight. But to say that was a robbery is just insane when it was 3 rounds to 2, clear as a fucking day, with a swing round that could have made it, a swing round in that could have made it 4-1. But I digress. What do we got here? We got to share No Chill MMA's video. which was awesome. It's funny. I was just listening to a great job changing the profile picture, or the thumbnail. Not the other one was bad, but this one's good. This one's good. Deep Jewels, baby. Yeah, guys, go check out a real MMA channel. Real MMA channel actually makes real MMA content. This was an amazing video. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That alone should get you to watch the video. I've watched it 3 times already. It's great. If you are an MMA nerd like myself and love like the mid-2000s MMA, you have to watch this video, ladies and gentlemen. I think I just put the link in the chat, did I not? Yes, I did put the link in the chat. It's another one of the homies right now. Combat Casual. Oh, I just saw Combat Casuals hosting a Fight Companion as well. So honestly, go check out his Fight Companion, not mine tonight. Go check out his Fight Companion tonight because he is almost at 500 subscribers. Like, what is it? Like 20, not even 20, like 15 off. So like subscribe to Combat Casual and go hang out in his Fight Companion. Get him that watch hours. I got plenty of the watch hours. I don't need any more watch hours, ladies and gentlemen. But the homies here do. So go check out their channels. Yo, I'm late, but rewind to catch up. Yes, I will be adding time steps here in a moment. Good to see you. Good to see you. Who else is alive right now? Our boy Musical MMA. He's live right now as well. Can't say he's a real MMA channel, but he's a music channel. Kind of, sometimes. I don't really know what Musical is, but he is what he is. But he supports this channel, so go check him out as well. Yo, what's up, Paulo? Today, all Brazilian fights will win. Yours fights and will enter the UFC. Let's go, Brazil, the country of the best warriors of the world. Not gonna lie, I'm picking against the Brazilians today. I'm picking against the Brazilians today, but that's just because one of them is Canadian. And I like talk myself out of it. Like I was on the Silva train. I do think Silva is the rightful favorite, though. Oh, let's go, No Chill. Yeah, just learn from it and then delete it, because you won't need it after a while. You won't need it after a while. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining. I got to get back to work. Enjoy the rest of the day. We'll be live for a Fight Companion later, but like I said, go hang out in Idaho Skatesman, i.e. Combat Casuals. He needs 15 more subscribers, ladies and gentlemen, to get to that big 500, and then I can start returning the favor with donos, because Cash App is a whack, bro. Spoken like a true Canadian who only uses internet e-transfer. What's up, Wyatt? Good to see you. All right, guys, I got to add timestamps on this, so I will see you later. Smash that like button and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Always remember, the underdogs don't turn out. Just remember, it's because the decision is rigged.
I don't give a fuck if the